What's up guys, Shane Starnes here, and I finally have my hands on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. I've been using it for the past several days. I'm loving this adaptive refresh rate display. It can go from 1 Hz all the way up to 120 Hz. So you get the smoothness of the 120 Hz without it constantly killing that battery. Of course, it does have a massive 4,500 milliamp hour battery. I'm at 42% at 8 o'clock in the evening, so great battery life. This one's rocking the Mystic Bronze. Of course, you can't really see it with my case, but I love that matte finish. And of course, it has the S Pen. This is the reason you buy the Note 20 Ultra, is because of this S Pen. In this video, I'm going to show you guys all the things you can do with the Note 20 S Pen in 2020. Let's go ahead and get started. So first up, we'll just talk about the updated S Pen. Of course, this has that Mystic Bronze finish, which I really like. It has a nice little button here that you can click and a clicky button on top. Of course, it's Bluetooth enabled. It includes a lithium titanate battery with up to 24 hours of battery standby time. And then also you can just stick this in your phone to charge it for like 6 minutes and you get a full hour worth of use. This is also IP68 water resistant. So if you happen to be writing underwater, it's not going to damage this pen. And then just for giggles, we'll try to insert it backwards to see. The Galaxy Note 6 from way back in the past, if you put it in there backwards, it would get stuck. So this, of course, is not going to get stuck if you accidentally put it in backwards, so that's definitely a plus. So the major improvement to the new Galaxy S Pen is improved latency. So this has 9 milliseconds of latency on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. That's the fastest S Pen that we've ever seen. The Galaxy Note 10 Plus had 46 milliseconds of latency, so you see it's a major improvement here. The way that this is achieved is with AI-based point prediction. So the phone is actually going to predict where your next stroke is going to be. That, paired with the 120 Hertz display, means that the display is fast enough to actually keep up with the speed of your writing, and it's going to feel like you're actually writing with a pen and paper. It's going to feel like actually writing with a real pen. So I'll kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about here. If I put the pen on, you can see that it's instant. I mean, there is basically no lag between pressing the screen with the pen and the mark showing up on the actual screen. So we're bringing it a little closer and you can see just how fast this pen actually writes. It's really amazing. All right, so first up, we're gonna go over all the brand new features of the Galaxy S20 Ultra S Pen. The first one is auto straighten. So if we go ahead and launch the notepad, say you go ahead and write a note there and it's not exactly straight, you can just auto straighten that. That's gonna make a world of difference when you come back to your notes. It's going to just make everything look more neat and organized, and you're going to appreciate the feature of being able to auto straighten. The next feature here is the audio bookmark. So you can actually attach audio notes to your handwritten notes. So if there was something that you wanted to say, so we can click on the little paper clip, voice recordings. Now this is going to record my voice while I type or while I write, I love S Pen. All right, so now that has attached the recording to my note. I'll go ahead and auto straighten it, and we'll go ahead and save this. So now when I bring this back up, I can actually play. Now this is going to record my voice while I type or while I write, I love S Pen. And I have not only a written cue, but also an audio cue to help me keep things organized. We do have some new air actions here. First up, we're going to draw a squiggly. So a squiggly, and that's going to give us a screenshot. With this screenshot here, of course, we can crop it out and get the exact image that we want. We can also write on the screen if we want, and then we can download that to save, or we can go directly to share that to our Twitter, Facebook, or whatever social platform. If I draw a back arrow, that's going to take me back. If I draw a forward arrow, that's going to take me to my recents. If we draw a down arrow, that's going to bring up Smart Select. This is going to allow us to quickly select a part of the screen here. We can also create GIFs out of video that's on the screen. If we press and hold the button on the S Pen, that's going to launch the camera. We also have some smart actions on the camera itself. So if we just swipe up, that's going to change to the front-facing camera. Here, if I do, it's kind of like it's a loop. So kind of like a roller coaster loop. So kind of up and around, that's going to zoom in. And then if I go back and out, that's going to zoom out. So we'll kind of test that function. So we'll zoom in. And you have to be pretty liberal with these movements. Don't be too quick about it. So that's zooming in. Now we'll zoom out. Sorry, now we'll zoom in. And then we'll zoom back out. All right, so if we flip back to the other camera, we'll try the same thing here. You don't want to be too quick. You want to be pretty liberal and pretty big with your motions. All right, and then we'll zoom back out. So kind of like a roller coaster loop. So what these air actions become great with is if you set your camera far away from you, the S Pen can actually reach up to 30 to 50 feet. So you can control your Galaxy Note 20's camera from 30 to 50 feet away and zoom in and out on yourself, get the perfect picture, and then to snap the picture, you're just going to press the button and that takes the picture. If you press and hold the button, that's going to take multiple takes. If you've got a bunch of kids around, doing multiple takes is going to ensure that you get a smile on everyone and nobody is blinking. Next up, we'll jump into our S Pen settings. So going to Advanced Features, S Pen. So we have an actual full list of the air actions. You can click on each app to view the air actions for that application. Also, it shows you what the S Pen can control while you're in different media apps. A single press will play or pause the song. You can skip to the next track with a double press, volume up and down with gestures, as well as back and forward to get through the track list. So that's air actions. The S Pen unlock feature, if we enable that, if the screen turns off on its own, you can actually unlock the screen with your S Pen. Now, if you shut it down and then try to open it back up, you're not going to be able to get in with the S Pen because it's actually going to lock the phone. You'll actually need to use your fingerprint or your PIN code. So screen off memo is enabled by default. If we turn the screen off here and then I extract the S Pen, I can now write on the screen and make my own memo. I can even hit this arrow button that's going to give me more real estate so that I can, make a longer memo. And then we can save that directly to our Samsung Notes so that we can access that for later. So if there's something that I'd like to remember here, we'll say pick up groceries. I ran out of space there. We can actually pin that to our always on display. This would be like writing a big huge X on your hand. You're not going to forget to pick up the groceries because it's going to be on your always on display. So you do have options here. You can change the color and you can also change the size of your marks like so. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then you can erase that and start over. So that is screen off memo. So Air View is also turned on by default. Air Actions has been around since like the Galaxy Note 2. There's a few things you can do with it here. If we jump into our calendar, if you hover over a date, it's going to give you more information about whatever the reminder is on your calendar. You can also use this in the gallery to see a bigger view of your photos just by hovering your pen over those photos. So there's also a feature here that's called Allow Multiple S Pens. If your S Pen was inserted into the phone here, you'd still be able to use a spare S Pen. You can make different changes here to the Air command. You can change the actual shortcuts here that are enabled. Magnify is useful here. It's kind of like adding a magnifying glass to your phone. And you can also add applications for quick access. And you're able to have 10 that are loaded there. If there's one that you find that you don't use, of course, you can hit the minus button and take that out of your Air commands. You can also choose what happens when your S Pen is removed. Either open Air command, create note, or do nothing. I prefer the open Air command. If that gets on your nerves, of course, you can go in there and choose to do nothing. So I really like this feature here, the Pen Proximity Alert. This gives you a warning when you've left your S Pen behind. So you lose one of the main functions of the Note 20, Ultra if you don't have your S Pen. So definitely make sure that that is turned on. If you leave that behind, once you vacate and get far enough away from this S Pen, you're gonna get a notification on your phone letting you know that you've left your S Pen behind. That way you know to go back and retrieve it. Next up, we will take a little closer look at Air Command and what all you can do there. You can see how much battery is left on your S Pen. Right now I've got 100%. I've been messing around with it here for the last 30 minutes or so, and it hasn't gone down any. This thing has battery life for days, 24 hours of standby use. So you can easily jump in and create a note. You can view all your notes, so you can easily get to all your notes. You can easily access Smart Select. So Smart Select is great for making GIFs. If I launch a YouTube video here and then I launch my Smart Select, I can actually choose to make a GIF of that YouTube video. So now I'm recording a little GIFable clip there, and I can share that instantly to Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, or just message that. I can also write over the GIF here. I don't know, maybe we'll give Joe some hair up top here. Maybe we'll give him a little mustache. Just get him a little goatee going. Maybe some little specks for some stubble. And Joe looks great. We'll go ahead and share the GIF. So another awesome feature here of Smart Select, you can quickly and easily just kind of copy someone's tweet and share that. Or you can extract the text and copy that to your clipboard. If we select screen right here, that's going to take a screenshot of whatever screen we're viewing, and then we're able to write on our screen. We can change the color, the pen style, and the pen thickness, and write whatever we want to on that screen, and then we can email that or share it however you choose. Live message is another fun one here. This allows you to write your message on the screen, and it's going to give it a little bit of an animation. So that's just something that's fun that only people with Note devices can do. You can actually text this to people even without a Note device, and they'll know that you wrote this with an S Pen. That's pretty neat. So another really great feature here is the translate feature. So we'll translate from Spanish to English. So if there's something in particular on the website here that you want to translate, you can just hover the pen over that word, and it's going to tell you exactly what that word is. So that is a pretty neat feature. So one thing that I like about this, sometimes Google Translate will not get the entire page. So if there's like animations or if there's some other kind of element on the page that is not just strict text, you can still hover over that and get the translation even if it's not part of the actual page. If we go into the magnify feature, if you're having trouble reading what's on the page there, you can actually magnify that. You can change the actual zoom rate of how large it's going to be or how small that's going to be. So if you need just a little assistance, 150 is good. If you need a lot of assistance, 300 is even better. If we jump into AR Doodle, this is a feature that I didn't really use much on my Galaxy Note 10 Plus, but it is kind of a fun feature here. Maybe it's something to do when you're bored. Kids would love it for sure, but you're able to draw things on your picture or image. You can record video with your AR Doodle. So if you're into that kind of thing, that is also there in the Air Commands. Another cool feature here is the Pin Up feature. This is for anyone that loves to draw or doodle. You can color images that are already there. You can add your own image. So if we do a photo drawing here, we can select from the gallery, and we'll go with this picture of a DeLorean. All right, so now I can just kind of trace, you know, maybe it's cheating, but now I can draw the backside of a DeLorean. So if we jump into like the messaging app here, you can actually change this to handwriting, and you can text. You can actually text just by writing on the screen. Wow, this is so neat. Now for me, I actually type a little bit faster than I could write on the screen, but that is an option if you want to use your S Pen for texting or typing. You are able to do that. You can also use your S Pen for precision cursor here, so if you needed to go back and edit, you can use your S Pen to do that with precision. All right guys, that about wraps it up for this video. Let me know what your favorite feature of the S Pen is in the comments below. Do you think the S Pen is a must-have feature? It's one of the main things that sets us apart from the S series. It's the reason that I always purchase a Note series phone each and every year, because I actually love and use the S Pen all the time. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. That about wraps it up for this video. Thanks guys for watching. Be blessed. I will see you in the next one.